Vivi Loves Science, written by Kimberly Durding and Shelley R. Johannes, illustrated by Joelle Murray. Vivi loves science. Oh, look, she has lots of scientific things on her wall. Vivi loves science. She loved learning about nature and planet Earth. She especially loved the ocean and everything that lives in it. Do you see ocean animals in this picture? How many can you find? That is why Vivi was excited. Today, her science class was going to the beach. Vivi sat next to her lab partner, Jeremy, on the bus. She made a list of things she wanted to investigate when they got there. I hope we see a dolphin, she said. Did you know that some dolphins can stay underwater for 15 minutes? Wow, said Jeremy. I wish I could do that. This is their beach wish list. Find seashells, go crab hunting, look for eel caves, and spot dolphins. When they arrived at the store, their science teacher, Miss Cousteau, said, "Today we're going to study tide pools. We might spot starfish, crabs, or even a jellyfish." Vivi raised her hand. Did you know that jellyfish have lived on Earth longer than dinosaurs and sharks? That is true, said Miss Cousteau. Jellyfish have been around since at least 500 million years. Scientists think they are the oldest animal on our planet. Sharks have been around only for about 400 million years, said Vivi. Are sharks fish? Asked Grammy. Yes, said Miss Cousteau. Sharks are fish because they breathe underwater. Did you know that the biggest shark is called a whale shark? Asked Vivi. Whale sharks can be 40 feet long. What's the smallest shark? Asked Mia. That is the dwarf lantern shark, said Vivi. They're 6 inches long, and their bellies light up. That's right, said Miss Cousteau. You'll be a great marine biologist someday, Vivi. Now, let's make aquascopes so we can all see underwater, said Miss Cousteau. Everyone raced over to picnic tables. There was a park ranger setting out supplies. Jeremy decorated his aquascope with duct tape. Vivi glued some seashells around the edge of hers. This looks fantastic, she said. You can see here how to make your own aquascope. I think I'm going to try it. What do you think you're going to do? Ranger Earl led them through the dunes to the beach. Vivi and her friends were careful to stay on the path, away from nesting birds and delicate grasses. Does anyone know how a tide pool is created? Ranger Earl asked. Vivi raised her hand. Ooh, me. When the tide comes in, water collects in pools that plants and animals can live in. When the tide goes out, the pools are still there. You got it, said Ranger Earl. The tide is low now, so we should have lots of tide pools to investigate. Everyone work with your lab partner, said Miss Cousteau, and be sure to record what you find on your scavenger hunt worksheet. Let's look for a big pool, Vivi said to Jeremy. They raced towards the rocks. Zoom! There's one, said Jeremy, pointing to a large pool of water. You go first, and I'll collect the data. Vivi peered into the water with her aquascope. Wow, she said. I think I see an anemone. Jeremy checked off sea anemone on the list. Vivi called out each animal she spotted. Snails, baby clams, those are barnacles. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 hermit crabs and a minnow. Do you see any plants? Jeremy asked. Oh, there's some seaweed and algae. Do you want to look? Jeremy put his aquascope into the water. Mussels, a starfish, and a sea urchin. Oh, and I see tons of shells too. Vivi spotted a big seashell near the tide pool. She picked it up and held it to her ear. It sounds just like the ocean, but it's really just air traveling through the shell. Jeremy listened too. Sounds like waves to me, he said. I wonder who lived in this shell, said Vivi. Maybe it was a giant crab. Let's put it back so someone can move in again later. Vivi pointed at a flat rock closer to the water's edge. Let's see if anything's living under it, she said. That is an excellent hiding place, said Jeremy. Maybe we'll even spot an eel. Together, Vivi and Jeremy turned over the rock. What's that? Said Jeremy. Looks like a toad. Look, come over here, guys. We found a huge fish, yelled Vivi. The entire class raced over to see what Vivi and Jeremy had discovered in the tide pool. We need to get that fish back into the ocean, said Mia. It's running out of water. Wait, I don't think we should touch it, said Vivi. You're right, Vivi, said Miss Cousteau. Let's ask the ranger. She'll know what to do. That is a plain fin midshipman, said Ranger Earl. This ship buries itself in wet sand and mud when it's protecting its nest. Jeremy pointed to a little bunch of orange circles stuck to the bottom of the rock. What's that stuff? Those must be her eggs, said Vivi. Actually, those are his eggs, Ranger Earl explained. His? Mia asked. Yes, the dad stays with the nest until the eggs hatch, said Ranger Earl. How long does that take? Vivi asked. The dad protects and cleans the eggs for weeks and weeks, said Ranger Earl. Sometimes there are hundreds of eggs. I'm glad we didn't move him, said Mia. You were right not to move him, said Ranger Earl. Whenever we're in nature, it's important to just look at animals. We do not touch them. Plus, this is his home, and we are just visitors. Ranger Earl led the class along the water's edge. They spotted something lying on the sand. What's that? Asked Mia. Be careful, that's a jellyfish, Ranger Earl said. Do they bite? Jeremy asked. No, jellyfish don't have teeth, Vivi said. Right, most jellyfish have tentacles like this one, but they can still sting when they're out of the water. Before you leave, you can each pick one shell to take home, Ranger Earl said. Make sure it's empty, though. Vivi and Jeremy hunted for the perfect shell. Jeremy found a white scallop shell, but Vivi kept searching until she found something unexpected. It's a shark tooth, she said. Good eyes, said Ranger Earl. She inspected Vivi's treasure. Is that tooth 400 million years old? Asked Jeremy. Probably not, said Ranger Earl, but it could be 100 years old. As the class headed back to the bus, Vivi and Jeremy took one last look at the ocean. I think I see a shark, Jeremy shouted. Just then, something jumped out of the water. It's a dolphin. No, it's a whole family of dolphins. Vivi smiled. She loved field trips and the ocean, and she loved science best of all. The end. Hey, 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 it's story time with Miss J. Hey, 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 it's story time with Miss J. Let's get reading story time with Miss J. Let's get thinking story time with Miss J. Hey, 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 it's story time with Miss J. Hey, 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 it's story time with Miss J. Happy reading.